This is 100% cotton yarn, which I would recommend using for this project. And I actually end up just using one bundle. And here is my needle. I just used a circular needle, which is 2.5 millimeter thick, but you can also just use straight needles. I just think it's easier to sit with a circular needle, but that's totally up to you. You will have the same result. So first we're going to cast on our stitches, and this is how I do that. I just start by making a little knot after I pulled out some yarn. Then I put that on my needle, and then we can start casting on our stitches. So I made a total of 162 stitches, but you can just go ahead and make a little knitting test, and then you can just measure around yourself so you can see how many stitches you will need. So yeah, just go ahead and make as many stitches as you're going to need for this project. So this is, we're going to knit it down and up, so this is like the waistband. So here I have all of my stitches, and I'm going to start the pattern. So the first stitch I'm going to knit as a purl stitch, and I'm going to do that with the next two as well. The first stitch is just going to be our edge, so it doesn't really count in the pattern. And then I'm going to do 2 knit stitches and 2 purl stitches. And 2 knit stitches, and you just want to repeat that sequence all the way to the end. So meet you back up when you get to the end. So here we have 3 stitches left, and we're going to knit 2 of them as knit stitches, and the last is going to be our edge, which, so we're not going to knit it, we're just going to grab it like this. So that was the first row, and now you're going to end every row by not knitting the last stitch, but just doing as I just did, just grabbing it, and then you're going to start every row like this. So you're just going to go into the first loop, and then you're just going to knit it as a purl stitch. And that will create a really nice edge. And then you're just going to follow the pattern, so we do purl stitch above purl stitch and knit stitch above knit stitch. So that will create our rib edge, just like this. So here you can kind of see how the edge is going to look like. Just like this. So you just want to go ahead and make some more rounds so it will get longer. And then we're going to make a knitting test where we just do knit stitches like I've done here. So we can measure 10 centimeters and see how many stitches you have. And I had 23 stitches, and then you're going to measure a bra, and mine was 24 stitches, my bra cup. So that's mean I'm going to have 55 stitches on each of my bra cups. So here I've just put some threads in it, and I've done a total of 25 rounds just of following the pattern. And this is the middle, and this is marked my 55 stitches, and the blue threads are just the middle of my cups. So between the two orange slash brown threads here, I have 55 stitches. And the blue is just marking my middle stitch. So I hope that makes sense. So now we're just going to start with the cup pattern. So we're going to close these stitches until the brown thread. So we're just going to knit the first 2 stitches, and then we're going to pull the back one over the first one, just like this. Just keep knitting one and then pulling the left one over the other one, like I'm doing here, to close up the stitches. This is what it's going to look like. So just go ahead and close the stitches until you get to the thread. So here I've closed stitches, close the next one as well, and then I can remove the thread, and then I'm just gonna knit the next stitch, and I'm gonna close the last one like this. So now we're going to do some purl stitches, and I'm gonna do that on every stitch here, because the cup pattern which we are making now is just going to be knit stitches at the front and purl stitches at the back. And this right here, this round is the back. So I'm just knitting purl stitches, and here when I get to the blue thread which marks the middle, I'm not going to do anything in this round. I'm just going to knit it as a purl stitch, just knit every stitch. So it's still marking the stitch. So I'm just knitting all of the stitches. So here is the middle. Right between my 2 cups. So I'm gonna knit purl stitches through the second cup and to this point, and then you're gonna close these stitches out here, and then I will meet you back up when you finish with this round. So this is what it looks like now. I'm just gonna knit the very last stitch and close it, and then I'm gonna cut the yarn. Just like that. Then I'm gonna flip it over. So this is the right side. Still have my threads in. So now we have closed these sides, and this is just going to be our 2 cups. And the brown is the middle. So now here I'm just gonna attach my yarn again. And here I'm just gonna make a little knot so it's secured. So now this is the front side, so now here we're just going to do knit stitches. So now I'm just going to knit one more before we have the blue thread, which is our middle stitch. Then we're going to do a decrease, and I do that by just taking these 2 off as I was going to knit them together, but I'm not. And then I knit the next stitch, and then I pull the 2 stitches that we just pulled off over the stitch we just knitted. just like that. So it might look a bit difficult, but it's really easy to do. Just have to try a couple of times. So that is just how we're going to make the decreases, and that will also create a really beautiful line in the middle of our cups. So now just go ahead and knit over to the blue thread just by making knit stitches. So here I am, I'm going to make the decrease again. So we pull the two stitches, one stitch before the blue stitch and the blue stitch off, like this, knit the next stitch, and then pull these two loops over the knitted stitch. So you can see the blue is still marking the middle stitch, just like this. You can kind of already see that's going to make a line. Now you're just going to knit the rest of this row, and then you're going to do the back side, which is just going to be purl stitches. Not going to do any decreases there. So just finish this round and do the back side. So here, and I just want to show you the edge stitch here as well. So I'm not going to knit it, the last stitch, just going to grab it, and I'm going to knit it as a purl stitch, so we get that really beautiful line again on our cup as well. So we're going to do that on all of our edges. So I'm just going to knit into the middle here, so I can show you the decrease again. So we take the stitch before the middle stitch and the middle stitch off, not knitting them, just pull them off, knit the next stitch, and pulling them over the knitted stitch, just like that. So now you can see the line, and then we just do knit stitches. So it's going to look like that. Just go ahead and knit this round and do the decrease on the blue thread here. I'm just going to show you one more time. Pull them off, knit the next stitch, and pull them over, just like that. So just finish this round and do the back side. So now it looks like this. So now just go ahead and do 2 more rows and following the pattern, so keep doing the decreases. So I did a total of 6 rounds with the knit stitches up here of my cups. So now we're just going to knit into the middle stitch, and I do the decrease every time we do the front side. So now here I'm going to knit the next stitch, and then this right before the middle I'm just going to grab, flip my work over, and I do the edge stitch, and then I just go ahead and knit the back side on the first cup. So now I'm going to be knitting each cup separately. So here I'm just starting with the right cup, and just go ahead and knit over to here. So do the back side. So now I've separated them. You can see it here. So now I'm just going to do finish this cup by just knitting back and forth. And remember to do the decreases. So it's going to be a triangle, and then we're going to knit the second cup. If you think it's easier, you can go ahead and put a helping needle in the second cup stitches if you find it difficult to knit with them being on the knitting needle. But just to start by making the first cup and remember the decreases. So when you've done that and you have 3 stitches left, it's going to look like this. So now we're going to knit the strap on the first cup, and I'm just doing that by doing an edge stitch, then a normal stitch, and then grabbing the edge stitch. So I actually only knit 2 stitches on each side, and then on the back side I do a purl stitch, and then just grab the edge stitch, And again, just doing edge, knit stitch, and grabbing this stitch. So just gonna continue doing that until it is long enough. You can go ahead and try it to see how long you want it to be, how long it needs to be. And then you can just close the stitches when it is as long as it needs to be. You're going to secure it right here. So you can just pin it down and then try it on. And then you're going to knit the other cup and also do the strap out in one piece. My strap is about 37 centimeters long, and here it is. It's actually done knitting the top. So I'm just gonna sew my straps on. Just here with the sewing needle. And I'm sewing it on the inside. And remember to make sure that your strap is not twisted. Then you can just cut it off. So that's how you secure your straps. That's really easy. So now I take a larger needle so I can hide all of my tails. And here I'm just going to show with one of the tails how I do it. Just kind of wave it in. So we're just going to do all of the other tails. So now it is done, and I'm going to make the strap that's going to be on the back. So it's going to be the corset strap, and I'm just using a crochet needle just to make that long thread. And I'm just going to make a long chain. So I'm just pulling the yarn through the loops to create another loop and just doing that over and over again. So it kind of looks like a little braid. Like that. I'm gonna continue, and mine is 86 centimeters long, and here I'm just gonna put it inside my top. And I just do this randomly. I do not do any measurements or anything. Just kind of putting it where I feel like it fits, pulling it through. Like this. And then I make knots at the end. So I can just cut off the thread. So this is what it's gonna look like, and I just made a little bow, and here it is on the front. So that was how it turned out, and yeah, I only used one bundle, and it's actually a lot left from that bundle, so you don't really need a lot of yarn to make this top. So I hope you like this tutorial, and I really hope you're going to try it out. If you want to see more of my content, there's more on my channel. So once again, just thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.